Alright. Let's pick it up again. Head toward Megara. We gotta go through Tajia first. Yeah, so I'm going to look
Need
for
more energy.
Yeah, shut up. I'm going to look for some items either with higher energy regen or something with reduced energy cost. There's some frame rate problems. You get that here and there.
Not enough energy. Not enough energy.
I think there's an occultist necklace that has the reduced energy. There's some blue items too out there, but for green. No, not occultist. Occultist is the casting speed. Yeah, occult. Maybe it is occultist. I have to look. I know I have one somewhere. Take out some of these undead just for the hell of it. I'm already about 2/3 into this level. I just got, you know, what, 15 minutes ago or so. Alright, I'm not going to bother with the cave. Oh, that's right, we're on Epic now. That means Boar Snatcher is going to be coming up. Of course, with Boar Snatcher, there's no extra reward for killing 3 because he doesn't wear armor or anything, so you're only still going to get the 1 chest. With Nessus, you got a chance, 3 chances to get, you know, a shield or a weapon or something from him. Got a bow, a blue bow. Most of the blue bows are disappointing. Better off with the green ones. Of course, most of the purple bows I find pretty disappointing too. Aside from maybe they got plus to skills or something.
Not enough energy.
I'm just going to go up here and activate the fountain, then we'll go back, get Boar Snatcher. Let's see what my poison resistance is looking like. Minus 18, perfect. Might end up getting a level out of here. He's going to give some pretty good experience times 3. That's all this other trash. Sometimes he's hanging out of the cave, and I want to make sure I'm ready before I get his attention. Other times you got to kind of go get him. see if I see him over there. No, he's deep inside the cave right now. Those little spiders can do some pretty good damage, more so than like some of these bigger ones over here. Okay, so we want to get same thing as we did last time. Come on out of there. There should be 3 of them.
Not enough energy.
Huh. I don't know if something's messed up or they're just stuck in. I can't get in there. You know what? I think there was only one. I wonder what happened. Now he's a new monster, and maybe because this is an old mod, maybe there's a problem there. But there should have been 3. Let's see what happens when we get the Sand Queen. Alright, now we got to do that other cave. Poisoned well, poisoned spring. I didn't get a level because there's only one of them. I might not have made it even with 3. Would have been close.
The water by our village has gone foul.
I want to hit up this vendor over here.
I used to sell plows and scythes to farmers.
I already
but
have
since
this
the monsters,
bow
it's
anyways.
been swords and shields, greaves and spears.
Make sure I have plenty of energy potions. I'm still going through them. I'll try to get that straightened out though.
God smile on you.
See, like this here, minus 21% energy cost. That'd be pretty nice. Throw this on a green breastplate, but this has +1 to all skills. So unless I had a revenant plate, I'm going to lose that skill point. I may end up having to go with Stonebinder's cuffs. I was trying to like avoid wearing them. There's some good damage on these bracers. You get tired of going with the same armor setup every time. Stonebinder's cuffs. So if I have an opportunity to do something different, I'd like to do it. Too bad there weren't more plus skill options, so if you wanted to get them on your feet or something, or whatever, instead of always having to go wrists.
Mortal, I am a naiad, the spirit of this spring. Pagea I am called. My water has been tainted and I am...
good chance to find a leg tip in here on this run with so many of these things. I'm not going to do anything with those points right yet. At least not until I get this Shrine of Experience to run out. Actually, I might not spend them till next episode anyways. There's something I want to look up on, you know, what I get for some upcoming skills before I spend those. I forgot to check. I don't need to clear all this stuff, but I kind of like killing these just for the sake of trying to find one of their items. You'll start to notice a difference on how fast they die when they're squalled first or not squalled. That lowered resistance starts to make a difference. More noticeable now in Epic. Alright, now I gotta go get the quest ones. These are the ones that really have the better chance of dropping the items anyways. All those webs getting hit. I'm not gonna look too much into these, although it'd be nice to find a Hallowed Arachnus helmet. I did find one on normal ones. No, actually it might have been on Legendary, now that I can't remember. But it had really low vitality resistance. It was like low 40s, so it wasn't that useful. I like the high 50s, like Ken. Sorrowbringer. I think that's a club. Yeah. Any of these helms are any good. At least if they have an affix or something on there, they'll sell for some pretty good money. Alright, let's get out of here.
You have cleansed the poison from the cave.
So I got the 150 health upgrade. I'm going to log out up here at this rebirth fountain. I just got to go through my stash and see if I can find that minus energy cost necklace I have. But I'll be right back here in a second. Alright, I'm back. I dug through my stash a little bit and I found this Spellbound Charm. This one has the Lynx affix on it too for total speed. But it's minus 21% energy cost. And I put a Hecate's Crescent on it also. Now the only problem with this is that it goes in the next slot, and I already have a good item with that 10 energy regen. So right now I'm at 97. Drops to 91, which really isn't that bad. It's all that extra, that 90% energy regen from the Hecate's Crescent that's keeping it up. So with the minus 21% energy cost, that should be a big help. I'm also going to go back to Touch of the Fool, minus 15%. You know, I'm going to give up a little damage, but if I can use my shards more often, you know, more freely, then I should be able to, you know, more than make up for the damage I'm losing. So let's see how that works out. Actually, before I do that, let's make a comparison. Okay, so this is where I was at. And I'm watching the energy bar. That depletes pretty fast. Alright, so now let's switch them up. I'm also getting a bigger energy pool out of this too. So I went from 1250 to 1500, so that's 250 more. And now there's another 100 about here. So now I'm up over 1600. Yeah, look at that. Big difference. That's a big help. Alright, we're going to go with that. So I'm ready to move on again. Just want to make sure I don't have to talk to anybody else.
I used to sell plows and scythes to farmers, but since the
Sell a
monsters,
few of these items I
it's
picked
swords
up
and
along the
shields,
way.
Cleaves and spears.
And I'm going to get rid of these greater potions now that I got the grands and some superiors coming in also. The energies aren't as important. I'll leave those.
Farewell.
Alright, let's go. Now we're heading toward Megara. Look at all these zombies. I haven't heard you need more energy yet, so that's a good thing. That's a plus. Oh, there's something else I need to do. I got some points to spend, and I was holding off because I wanted to look something up. And now I know. Let me do that. Just spend some points here so they clear this crap. I think there's one coming. Yeah, a couple of them. I needed to see when the Wisp gets Thunderclap. I couldn't remember. So I have 3 points in Wisp. At 5 points he gets Thunderclap, which has a stun effect. So I'm going to bring him up to 5. No, it says 6. I could have swore it said 5 when I looked it up. Oh no, there it is. Okay. I'm looking down on the bottom one. It says next level 6. Okay, it's there under 5. Thunderclap. Alright, and I'm going to take the other 2 points and I'm going to go in the Ice Shard tree. And you know, I also don't need to be hanging on to all these attribute points. I kind of forgot about them. So let's go. I know I'm going to need 1440 strength for the Persephone's Caress. on Legendary. So I'm going to go right ahead and put 10 here. And I'll put a few in Dexterity, maybe 5. I still do want to have some decent Dexterity. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. So my defensive ability is 405. That's a little low for Epic. I'd like to have it a little higher, but I have that skill. I can put points in that as I go on. Yeah, Battle Awareness. There's a legendary sword that just dropped right there. Hang on to that. So that's the first legendary of Epic. I would normally get it either from Nessus or Boar Hunter, but you know I didn't make any multiple runs there. Yeah, energy's much better now. It was a little disappointing though. I mean, if I was to continue on self-farmed, it would have been pretty hard. I would have to do a lot of farming to get the right gear. Although, if it was an XmaX, that makes, you know, I'm only killing 1/3 the amount. So I wouldn't have needed them nearly as often or as much. And you could also make like an ice shard build where you're not completely reliant on them. You could still, you know, build kind of like a melee character and just use the ice shards for part of your damage. But you would need a different setup for that. If you're going melee, you're probably going to want to get yourself the shield passives. But I'm planning on making a traditional Paladin character too now. Now that I see all the changes, all the armor, all the nice armor now, I think you can get some really nice cold and lightning damage without intelligence. So if you're going with, you know, just doing a melee and your shield attacks with the Storm Nimbus tree, you could really supplement your damage really nicely now. So that's something I want to do. Of course, there's like 10 different builds I want to do, so I don't know when I'll get to them. I have a wolf and trapper build I'm working on. That's something I'm going to be doing a little live streaming on coming up here pretty soon too. It's basically going to be kiting with traps and pets. And I've been messing around with it a little bit. It's in Act 3 normal. Working out really well. I have the traps already, and I really don't need them. You could get right through normal just running the wolves. But I wanted to just try them out. I have a Guardian, which is a pretty standard tank character, but I'm gonna, you know, I always got to put some kind of a weird twist on things. So I'm farming some viney growths. I'm going to try to make like a crazy health regen build. I did one a long time ago. And you could get the regen like crazy high to where it's like you're drinking a health potion constantly. And I'm going to try to do that again. You'll be giving up some other stuff though. I mean, because you're going to need some kind of health regen on almost every item. So you may have to give up resistances or some damage or whatever. So I'm aiming for like some really high survivability. So that's another thing I'm messing around with. I'm done with the my mage, my throwing knife build. I did manage to get all my achievements is for the no death. I did manage to get the no death on legendary with that also. It was a long playthrough though, because I would break off and I would do other things, and then I'd go back to the character, and a lot of it had to do with my gear and my level. I farmed a lot, so I was pretty high level, and I had some really good gear, and I didn't take any chances. You know, I mean, I made sure every time I came to a boss, you know, a tough boss, I made sure I had the right gear on. So that wasn't, you know, it wasn't simple, you know, going through that, the no deaths. And I saved myself a few times too, kind of cheesy way, where when you feel like you're in like a certain death situation, you do this. Pause the game and exit. If you do that before your health hits 0, then it never happened. So I did do that a few times. I screwed up on some things. I had when you have a health potion on cooldown and you get yourself trapped or stunned or something. Also, I had stone form, and that saved me a few times too. Even just 1 point in stone form is all you need, and then your plus skills. I always had plus 4 or 5 to skills on legendary. There's even some items out there. I think it's Bracers of Atlas that grant stone form. So that's like probably one of the best granted skills you're going to get. I mean, that you can really get some good use out of. It's too bad they're on normal and you know, they're not that great once you get to epic. But for that ability, the ability is still just as good even on legendary. And those aren't that uncommon. A little bit of farming that you can get them, I think, as early as Act 1. I don't really need to even be looting these things, but it's habit. And I'm trying to think if I should even bother going in. You know what? I'm not even going to go in that cave. Let's move on to Megara. We got that Elusis. We get the undead triplets or whatever they are, the brothers. And now there's going to be 9 of them instead of 3 of them. And then we got Polyphemus coming up. There's definitely going to be 3 Polyphemus. Just got to be careful I don't get stunned by one of them and then all their attacks hit at once. Because usually 2 of their attacks can kill. 1 isn't going to do it, but if you get hit with 2 back to back without a heal in between, it's probably enough to kill. So that's something I have to be a little careful of.
We've got troubles. Every part of Greece is troubled.
Yeah, everybody's got troubles.
The truth is, I've just...
So, Leonidas sent you. He must have his hands.
Sword and shield, not your style? Goodbye.
Everyone's talking about the undead, the living bones that attack us.
Old Elusis. That reminds me.
Old Elusive. This is a good place to end. I'll see you back here in part 3 and we'll move on to the Cyclops.